Hey YouTube, in this video we're talking about how you find the circumference of a circle given the diameter. Now, circumference has two different formulas that you can choose from. The first one is circumference equals 2 times pi times the radius, and the other one is circumference equals pi times diameter. Doesn't matter which one you choose, it'll get you the same answer regardless. So in this particular video, I'm just going to utilize circumference equals pi times diameter since we're talking about scenarios that you are given the diameter only, right? In my previous video, I did given the radius and I utilized c equals 2 pi r. So if you want to click on that video, you can as well. But for this one, I'm only utilizing circumference equals pi times diameter. Now, another thing is pi is an irrational number. It goes on forever, never, 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 never. But we tend to approximate it by its first few digits, 3.14. So I'm going to utilize 3.14 in each one of my calculations. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop into the first one. Let me get rid of these arrows real quick so I have enough room. Okay, so let's jot down our first formula. So if I look at number one, I'm given a diameter, which is the full length of the circle, and it's 18 centimeters. So if I write down c equals pi times d, and since we're approximating for pi, I'm going to change my equal sign to an approximately symbol since our answer is going to be off by a little bit since we're not using the full value for pi. Plugging in 3.14 for pi times the diameter, full length of the circle, which is 18. And if I go ahead and take out my calculator here, let's multiply those values together. So let me make sure it fits on the screen. There we go. And we have 3.14 times 18. And we end up getting the circumference to approximately be, we have what, 56 and 52 hundredths. And we are dealing with centimeters. Do not square your units of measurement. That's for area, circumference. You're not squaring it, so don't do square centimeters. Okay? And I also see other problems where they ask you to leave the circumference in terms of pi. So let me backtrack a little bit. Let's restart the problem. So let's say we have circumference equals pi times diameter. And if you want to leave your answer in terms of pi, don't plug in a number for pi at all. Just leave pi alone. The only thing I'm going to plug in here is the diameter. So c equals pi times 18. And pi times 18 is really just 18 pi. So your circumference would equal 18 pi. And then again, we're dealing with centimeters. So 18 pi centimeters. So I've seen questions multiple times where it says, hey, leave the answer in terms of pi. You would do it this way, 18 pi centimeters. Just don't plug in a number for pi at all. Okay, let's move on to number two. Same thing. So we have circumference equals pi times diameter. Let's plug in our value. So we have c is approximately 3.14 times 7. Okay, let's bring out our calculator again. We get 3.14 times 7. We end up getting the circumference to approximately be 21 and 98 hundredths. And we're dealing with inches. Again, don't square it. And if we want our answer in terms of pi, let's backtrack once again. So let me make sure this doesn't go underneath the webcam here. Let's see. Okay, we're good. So we have circumference equals, don't plug in a number for pi, times 7. Pi times 7 is the same thing as 7 pi. So c equals 7 pi inches. Okay, so those are the first two problems. Now, the next two problems I'm going to show you, I want you to try on your own. So if I just flip over to page 2 here, now is considered really the practice session. Okay, I want you to pause the video here, grab a blank sheet of paper, and try and solve for the circumference given the diameter for questions 3 and 4. Right? Once you think you have the answers, you wrote down all the steps properly, or at least what you think is properly, come back and play the video and see how you did on it. So I'm assuming at this point you've paused the video, you've tried out 3 and 4, and let's see if you got them right. So for number 3, we have circumference equals pi times diameter. Let's plug in our value. So we have c is approximately 3.14 times 8. Bring out our calculator. So we have 3.14 times 8. Our circumference is approximately 25 and 12 hundredths. And we're dealing with inches. And if you chose to get your answer in terms of pi, just let me move the calculator out of the way. We have circumference equals pi times 8. Okay, so if you just multiply those, you get circumference equals 8 pi. And we are dealing with inches. So hopefully you got 8 pi or 25 and 12 hundredths inches. Either one's correct, just depends on what the question is truly asking you. And now let's move on to the last one. So we have circumference equals pi times diameter. Let's plug in our value. So circumference is approximately 3.14 times 15. Okay, let's multiply those again. So we have 3.14 times 15. And we get circumference is approximately 47 and 1/10 centimeters. And if you got it in terms of pi, we have circumference equals pi times 15, or really just circumference equals 15 pi centimeters. Okay, hopefully you went 2 for 2 on the practice problems, and after watching this video, you can find the circumference given the diameter only just fine. I appreciate you watching the video. If you liked it, give it a like. If you think I need to improve on something, feel free to leave it in the comments. And of course, make sure to subscribe as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video.